ATECH1FS240. So this is the steel-bodied 1/4-inch drive digital torque wrench from Snap-on. And we'll go over some of the features, how this thing works here. But what I'd like to do first is compare it size-wise with the standard ATECH digital torque wrench. So we'll go ahead and set these two together, and you can see a total difference in why this one will fit in the tight access when you compare the two. They both utilize 72 tooth heads, so they're fine tooth. They're both reversible, and they both have the same buttons on them. They work the exact same way. One is just more for tight access, so we'll go over some of these options on here. We'll go ahead and turn this unit on. This is the power button. Just hold it on. You'll hear it beep. And you see on the screen it said we're zeroing torque on there. So let me show you these buttons. So you have the power button there. The U is for units. So as you can see right now it says decinewton meters. We can go ahead and click the U button. Foot pounds, inch pounds, and you can just scroll through by hitting the U button there. The up button will change the numeration up or down. With the up button, it's up. The down button's down. And let me go back to units. We're going to set this to inch pounds. If you hold one button or the other down, you'll see that it does change, and then pretty soon it'll start skipping, so that you can get to your setting a lot quicker. The next button here, this is the angle button. So if you need to do angle, that's the one you'll push. It'll say angle 0 required, zeroing torque, set it still. And when it says set still, that means set the thing down. Don't try to hold it in your hand, because it will not go if you do that. So it's set at angle. You want to go back to your prior settings, just hit the angle button and it'll go back to that. The last button here, this is the light. So that turns the light on for you. When you start to use this, the light automatically turns on. But for this next setup, I'm not so much looking for accuracy as I just want to show function on here. So what I just have a bolt. I got a nut there and a couple plastic washers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these washers more as a filler on there, and we can start to thread the nut down. And then we'll take the torque wrench and we'll go ahead and see this thing in operation. So what I've done here, I went ahead and set this to 20 foot-pounds. This is the max on here, on this 1/4-inch drive. We got, there's our setup there. I already fastened it down a little bit. And I'm going to put it on the screen here, and as we apply torque, you're going to notice a couple things. It's still saying 20, that's what our desired result is. And as you can see, as I start to pull, it starts counting, and there's lights that light up. Now, like I said, this won't be accurate because it's nylon, you know. So we'll get this thing getting to be snugged up. Sorry about the glare there. So as you can see there, it's starting to snug up. There, the first of our staging lights, that's what I call it, came on. And as we get higher in the number, you'll notice another light will pop up. There's another one. And we can stop, ratchet, come back, keep going. And our goal is 20. So we're at 16, 17. And when we hit our goal, it'll vibrate and beep. There it is. So my torque ended up at 20.39. That's pretty accurate. And we got the green light. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go over the angle on here. And like I stated before, when you do turn this thing on, and we were at 20 foot-pounds before, so that number is saved in there. But when I do hit the angle button, it's going to ask me to set this thing still. And I'm going to try to hold it as still as I can. And it does not like that. So like I stated before, set this thing down. You could stand here all day. Watch what happens when I set this down. Boom. So that's real important that you actually set the torque wrench down. I've gone ahead and backed that nut off a little bit. You don't want to exceed the torque rating. This is rated at 20 foot-pounds, so if I went to 20 and then tried to do angle on top of it, that exceeds the specifications for the torque wrench. So I backed that nut way off, and we're going to go ahead and set an angle on here, and let's go 90 degrees. So I'm going to hit the down button. It'll start going one by one, and then it starts skipping so that it goes pretty quick. 30, 20. So that's, oh, so I want to go to 90 degrees. There we go on that. So let's check that out. So I'm set at 90 degrees. I got it set back on here. As soon as I grab it and start pulling on it, it's going to go ahead and the lights will light up like it did last time. Once again, I apologize for the glare. But we also get the staging lights. So, oh, there we go. Now the angle as well, some of you have these, you know this. You can go so far, stop, it'll remember that, and then come back. So if you're in a tight access, you can ratchet these and still get where you need to go. We're getting close, 85. Right there was 90, and then it also gives me a final torque setting. In this case, it was 4.3 foot-pounds because I backed that way off. So it'll give you your final and your torque wrench. Now it's ready to go. So if you had a multiple number of fasteners that you had to tighten down to the same specs, you're all set to go. I've removed the battery here so you can see how that fits in there. It just takes one AA battery and nice metal housing. It just screws right in the end, real easy. So inside each case, when you buy a torque wrench, there is a certificate that shows you the accuracy of your torque wrench. And they show the 3 different settings on here. It says 48 if you look down the left-hand side, 144 and 240. So those are the numbers of, and this is inch pounds, those are the numbers that they, for a desired result, that's what they're looking for. 48 inch pounds, 144 inch pounds, 240 inch pounds. And then you can see that they had tested this for them 3 specific things 5 different times. So the first time when they were shooting for 48, they got 48.061. The next time was 47.8, 47.8, 47.8, 48.84. If you notice up top, it says that this unit can have a 2% tolerance on it. But if you look at all the numbers, 0.01, 0.04, so very, very accurate on there. And these also do counterclockwise torque, so if you have reverse threads, this will work for that as well. I appreciate you watching the video on the ATECH1FS240.